Okay, so for the last 30 days, I did a little bit of an experiment. So I've been lifting for years now, and I wanted to pick up calisthenics. So for this past 30 days, I didn't go to the gym at all. I didn't lift any weights. I just did straight calisthenics body weight exercises. And my main goal was to see how this would affect my body and how this would affect my lifting. Now I'm doing like a hybrid mix. So I'm doing calisthenics and lifting, but for this full 30-day period, I wasn't doing any lifting at all. Like I wasn't under the bar. I didn't do any dumbbell. Like I just did everything plain. So I went to the gym 2 days ago and I wanted to share like what I felt, and I wanted to share my experience going back to the gym after doing straight calisthenics. Did I lose strength or did I gain strength? But I'll start off with like my experience going back to the gym. 2 days ago when I went back to the gym, I wanted to just test out my strength. So first of all, I started off with dips. I know that dips aren't really lifting exercise, but I wanted to do dips because I feel like it really warms up your body pretty good. I wanted to get myself as warm as I could be so that I'm fresh when I'm starting my exercises and when I'm going under the bench and when I'm doing tricep exercises, that I'm all good and I can't like blame it on me not being warmed up well enough for the reason why I don't really perform as well. So I do some dips and I see that my dips became a lot better because my shoulder mobility has gotten a lot better ever since I started doing calisthenics exercises. And the calisthenics exercise that helps me out with my shoulder mobility and also shoulder strength are pike push-ups. I absolutely love pike push-ups. I've been doing them a lot and I've been doing like variations of them. So normal pike push-ups where my feet are just on the ground and I'm doing like a normal pike push-up, like just on all fours without any elevation of my legs, got too easy. So I started elevating my legs, and that puts a lot more stress on your shoulders and also your triceps when you're doing it. And in order to get like the full range of motion, you really need to stretch out your shoulders and you need to put a lot on your triceps. So it's very taxing on your shoulders and also your triceps. So I saw a direct translation between pike push-ups and dips when I was doing them. I was able to do dips like way easier. I was doing a lot of reps too, and the speed of the reps wasn't really like that fast, but I was able to crank them out without getting as tired as I normally get. And on a normal day, I would have only been able to do around like 10 dips. I would say that I did around like 20 to 25 dips this time. And that's just like so crazy because even when I see other people doing dips, they don't really do as much as I can do now, and that's because I put a lot of focus into this one exercise. But I would like to do weighted dip variations to see how heavy I can dip, and I think that would be a good next step for me too, because dips work out so much, and if I'm able to overload on dips and like put 45s or 25s like on a belt strapped to me, I feel like that would really help me out too with my strength, and that will also help me with pike push-ups too. But I did the dips, and then right after the dips is when I moved on to bench press. And I was a little bit nervous for the bench press because I didn't really know what to expect, but I just started off with the bar and I wanted to see how the bar would feel. First of all, like going back into this motion, because closest thing I did to bench press this whole 30 days was push-ups, like wide push-ups and normal push-ups. So I haven't gone under a bar in a long time and it felt kind of weird, but I did just the bar first and it felt like the same as I normally did. It didn't feel any different as like before these 30 days. I just felt like I was able to get the feeling down pretty well. So I racked back up the bar and then I put on 25s and I lifted up the 25s and it felt super easy. It was just like really quick. And I was like, okay, yeah, like I feel the same. I don't feel like I'm weaker or I don't feel any difference that's like significant. So I rack up the 25s and then now I move on to 45 pounds. 45 pounds is the same thing. The 45 moves up pretty quickly too. So now I'm starting to get excited. I'm like, wow, if 45 is moving up this quickly, then I wonder how much I'll be able to press once I start to add on like 2 plates and all that. So I rack up the 45, I do like 3 reps of the 45, and I don't really want to burn myself out too much. So I could have did more reps. I just want to see like how powerful and like how much weight I can rack onto the bar. So I want to be as like fresh as I can be. So after the 45, I don't jump straight to 225, I go from the 45 and then add on a 25 to each side. So that's 185 before the 225. So I did 185, and the 185 moves up pretty quickly too. I do like 3 reps of that and I'm still feeling good. And at this point, I'm like, wow, I didn't really lose strength, but there was one difference that I felt, and I felt a lot more stable when I'm doing the bench. Like normally when I do bench, it might feel a little bit unstable, especially like in my core, because a lot of pressure is being put on my core when I'm doing bench, trying to stabilize the weight, but I didn't really feel that much taxation on my core. And that's because my core has gotten a lot stronger, and especially my lats too. I felt my lats being more activated with my pushing motion. I felt like a lot better in that area, but my arms felt the exact same as like 30 days ago. So I didn't lose strength in my arms, but I've definitely built some more in my core and also my lats that really help stabilize the weight when it's under me. So now, the moment of truth, I put on 225 on the bar. That's 245s on each side. And then I pick up the weight. It feels a little bit heavy, but I let it down, and then I do 1 rep and I push it back up, and it felt pretty good. Like I felt the same, and I was able to crank out 3 reps of 225. And just to give you like a little bit of a reference, that's around the same range that I was at before these 30 days. If anything, I didn't lose strength at all. Like I'm pretty much the same, but the thing that changed was the stability and like how clean I was able to do these reps. So I was able to do them cleaner. So you can say in a way that I did get stronger, but weight-wise, I don't think I got that much stronger. But it makes sense because when you're just doing push-ups, like you can't really overload those to the point, like to the same extent as you do for like a bench press. So that makes sense. And after I did the bench, I was like, okay, I see like how my body has changed now. I didn't really put that much weight on the bar, but I was able to feel a lot better with the weight that I used to be able to lift. So after the bench, I moved on to shoulder press. And shoulder press, I started off with like 35s. I warmed up with the 35s. I did about like 6 reps of that. Felt super easy. And then I jumped up to like 55s with the shoulder press. And with the 55s, I did about like 4 reps. I still felt pretty strong. My shoulders really got a lot stronger with these past 30 days. So shoulder press felt really good. And I wanted to see like how much stronger or like how much more weight I can put onto my shoulder press. And I was using the dumbbells too. I wasn't using the barbell. I was using the dumbbells, and I moved up to 70s. Normally I don't hit 70s for shoulder press. I would stop at like 60 or 65, but I felt confident enough that I would be able to hit a 70 because the 55 felt super light. So I moved up to the 70s now, and when I was pressing them up, I felt unstable, but I still had the strength in my shoulders to like move them, if that makes sense. Like I was new to this weight, so I didn't really know how to like stabilize myself, but pushing up the weight was easy. It was like keeping them like stable, that was the hard part. So I think that says that like some parts of my shoulders got stronger, but not the full, like not everything in your shoulder that's needed for like shoulder press got like to the same strength level. If everything was at like the same strength level, then like keeping it stabilized and also doing the pressing motion would be really easy. But the pressing motion was easy, but the stabilizing part was hard for me. So maybe the stabilizing muscles didn't really like get that much stronger for my shoulder press, but that was one exercise that I did feel a difference in. So I wanted to point that one out. And I finished off with tricep push downs. And the tricep push downs, I used the V extension, and I was like pressing down. And this one actually, I think I got a lot stronger on this one too. I was able to add like, how much that is? I think I did like a 65. I don't remember my exact weight, but all I know is that is like, it was lower on the rack, so I added way more than how I normally do it. And these ones felt pretty easy too. Same thing with my core. I felt pretty stable because you do need to brace your core when you're doing tricep push downs. So I felt really strong in that place. And I didn't feel my body moving as much because of the weight. Like I was able to like keep myself grounded. It was like I was nailed to the ground and I was only moving my arms. So the stability aspect definitely like 10 out of 10 got a lot better. Strength got better in my shoulders, but my biceps and my triceps, A little bit, but not like as much as I thought it would. But yeah, those are the main things that I felt. And just to give you a rundown on like what I've been training for calisthenics, I've been splitting my days up into push, pull, and legs. My push days are the days that I do my push-ups. I do like my push-up variations, and I also do the pike push-ups. And what else do I do on push days? I also use a resistance band, and I strap it onto a bar, and I like do some chest exercises with that. My pull days are the days that I do my pull-ups, my muscle-ups, and I also work on my front lever. I use like an assistance band, like the resistance band, to help me practice my front lever, and that really helps out my lats. And on my pull days, what else do I do? I also use the band to do like some like banded exercises. But my leg days, I do pistol squats, I do sissy squats, and leg step-ups. So I wish I would have tested my squat to see if it got any better. If I had to guess, I'd say not really, because I'm not really putting as much pressure on my legs as I was or as I would be if I was doing like weighted squats. But overall, that's my experience. I didn't lose strength at all. If anything, I got better in some areas, but like strength-wise, no difference. Stability-wise, definitely got a lot better. And the stability is is a really big helper of like how good you can push up a weight. So now I'm not only just doing calisthenics, I'm switching up my training. I'm doing like a 2-week split. So 1 week I'll be out here and I'll be training calisthenics, and the next week I'll be in the gym like doing weighted work. So I'll just be going back and forth with that. And I feel like this is a really good split for me because I'm working out like every part of my body. Like there's not one part that's going to be neglected. Like my stability is being worked on when I'm doing calisthenics, and my overall body control is being worked on, my core, all that. And my strength is being worked on when I'm doing lifting in the gym and like other resistance exercises. So yeah, that was my experience with these past 30 days, switching to calisthenics and then going back to the gym like 2 days ago. So I just want to share that with you guys. Just let me know if you have any questions too, if you want to know anything more or anything else about my experience. But overall, that's like the main thing that I've like went through. So I want to thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.